While climate change is a major topic of debate among world leaders, another new theory has just splurged in. It claims that the rapid meltdown of bullet caps will, indeed, result in another short period of ice age, instead of global warming. Yes, you heard it right. Will the dreadful period of glaciation approach the globe once again? Will it be due to its orbital motions, or does wild human activities have something to do with it? Even if an ice age occurs, it is going to be catastrophic for every living being on the planet. Stick with us as we unravel the truth about an incoming ice age and what may cause it. Before the video starts, make sure you hit the red subscribe button and the tiny bell icon beside it to always find us in your home feed. So without any further ado, let's begin. Earth keeps switching back from a warmer atmosphere to an ice-cold era in every quarter. About 35 million years ago, the globe had last seen the major impact of an ice age. Unlike the former era or the Holocene, Ice Age does not last for a few thousand years, rather it prevails over millions of years. While it was predicted that it is extremely natural to switch from the warmer era to a frozen one, the situation the world is facing right now is not at all normal. The scientists say that an ice age was overdue for a very long time now. Does it mean that it could have arrived by now? Well, partly, yes. Since there was no sign of an ice age, a similar thing happened in the 19th century in Northern Europe. The climate became much colder and the overall temperature of the environment dropped by 1%. This caused untimely volcanic eruptions that deprived the land of greenhouse gases and even sunlight. Hence, the northern part of the European continent partly froze. So what exactly do you call the ice ages? Are some atmospheric gases involved? Let's find out the answer to these. Serbian scientist Milanković studied more on the quaternary alteration of Earth's climate and came to a grave conclusion. He stated that the quaternary changes in Earth's era from a warmer to a moderate or to an ice age depends on its orbital motions. While this topic is still under debate, scientists believe that the orbital pattern of Earth keeps changing. Scientists like to call it the Milanković cycle. He stated that the orbit of the Earth is hugely affected from the gravitational tug from Saturn and Jupiter. As a result, there are 4 different climatic changes that our blue planet experiences. He named the first one as eccentricity. Here, the usual circular orbital path of Earth changes into a slightly elliptical one. Currently, we are experiencing the elliptical orbital path of the Earth around the Sun. Research has shown that in the elliptical path, the Sun is not at the center but at one end of the elliptical ring. When Earth rotates at the furthest distance from the Sun, it is called aphelion, while when it is closest, it is called perihelion. Milanković stated that when Earth is at aphelion distance from the Sun, it receives the least sun rays. As a result, the overall climate increases. On the other hand, when it is closest to the Sun, the climate is comparatively warmer. Still, this theory was discarded as the change is too insignificant to cause such a huge alteration in ages. The eccentricity of Earth's revolutionary orbit is also the same phenomenon that causes change in seasons. The second theory stated by Milanković is the rotation of the polar points. As we know, the Earth's axis is slightly tilted by 21.5 degrees, but it keeps varying between approximately 21 to 24 degrees. Milanković suggested that a combined effect arising from the eccentricity of Earth, the rotation of the caps, and oblique tilt of axis are the combined phenomena that result in glaciation. For example, when Earth is in aphelion condition and is tilted to the max. Then eventually, polar caps will receive the least amount of sunlight. Hence, it is natural for them to be dropped down by 5 degrees, also resulting in spreading of large ice sheets. When the axis is tilted to the max, the northern pole usually does not get even a bit of sunlight. Historical evidences suggest that Ice Age always begins from the northern hemisphere, as glaciation is maximum in the Arctic region. Milanković's 3 theories, working in a combined way to alter climate, were shed interest upon for a very long period of time. He was also the first one to suggest that the melting of polar caps actually causes a frozen polar hemisphere, not global warming. The precision of equinox is having an altering effect on seasons and long-term climate changes too. Recent studies have suggested that we have passed the tipping point already. Due to a rapid global warming in the past century, we have unknowingly accelerated the glacier melting process so much that now the ice caps are shrinking rather than expanding. The shrinking of glaciers results in a decreased temperature of the globe. The Arctic water bodies are changing their entire currents too. Remember how Antarctica was formed? Millions of years ago, due to shrinkage of the Drake Passage connecting Antarctica with South America, drowned. As a result, the current of water bodies around the isolated Antarctic continent changed. This resulted in formation of gulfs and directed the warm water towards the northern hemisphere, leaving behind Antarctica as a frozen, barren land. Reports even suggest after the dinosaurs perished, the Ice Age started, resulting in extinction of a lot of polar animals like the woolly mammoth, Siberian tigers, and many more. A similar phenomenon is yet to happen, but in the northern hemisphere this time. The trajectory of our planet is gradually shifting the northern hemisphere away from direct sunlight. Yes, Earth will soon reach its state of maximum axis tilt, and northern hemisphere will be completely deprived of any sunlight. This phenomenon could help in preserving some Arctic ice. Despite this geographical trend, evidences of minor planetary cooling have been prevailing since the last 4,000 years. It is partly confirmed that the actual glacial period has still not fully arrived. It may be triggered by several human activities, though. So even if Ice Age comes as an early bird, not Mother Nature, but we might be the reason behind that. On the other hand, there is still a possibility of an impending little Ice Age, which could arrive only to counterbalance the increment of global temperature by 1 degree Celsius. This climate change is a human-induced climate change for which nature is just trying to look after herself. We are certainly not prepared in any way to await an incoming Ice Age, so the best we can do is decarbonize our atmosphere as much as possible and let nature cool down naturally. The human-induced climate change is trying to bring upon another interglacial greenhouse gas era, similar to one that once prevailed during the Mesozoic era. Remember the dinosaurs and their counterparts? These little changes in climate may seem insignificant initially, but we do not realize that they could be much more than just slight fluctuations. It is fascinating and scary at the same time, isn't it? Do let us know in the comment down below. What do you think of humans' adverse effect on the climate? What if the Ice Age suddenly knocks at our doors? We bet climate change wouldn't be a joke to humans anymore, isn't it? If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. Until we see you the next time.